I am back in Seattle, and when I landed on the plane, the first thing I did was turn my phone back on, see what's going on, and saw the great news that Abe Lucas has signed a new contract. I'm a big Abe Lucas fan. Anybody who's followed Seahawks Draft Blog for a long time or subscribed to his channel will know how much I like Abe Lucas going into the 2022 draft. Gave him a late first round grade. Thought it was a steal that they got him in round 3. Still not entirely sure why he lasted to that range. I would have celebrated the pick if they'd taken him at either 40 or 41, which was where they were picking that year. And although he obviously missed a lot of time in his rookie contract with injury, I still think this is a fantastic move by the team, and it's great for the player as well. He gets a little bit of financial security and a bit of a reward, and the Seahawks can make sure that they have their right tackle tied down for the near future if he goes on to have the kind of season I think he's going to have at right tackle, where he's got the potential and the talent to go on and become one of the best right tackles in the NFL. We've seen glimpses of that in his rookie season. He looked fantastic. I think when he came back last year, he looked good. I think he looked even better when they played the Chiefs in pre-season. Now, admittedly, that is a pre-season game, and we need to see how he's going to get on when the real stuff starts on Sunday. But that was a hint that this is a guy who is ready to deliver on his talent. And if you can secure him for the next 3 years, well, it gives him, like I say, that bit of security, but it also means he can come back to the negotiating table in 2 or 3 years' time and maybe get an even better deal if he can go on and become one of the better right tackles in the NFL. There's one other thing that I think is really important with this. We talk a lot about why the Seahawks have not had a good offensive line for a long time. And yes, it's partly the players that they've acquired. I think more than anything, it's been coaching and development. I don't think they've had the right teachers in place. I think they have drafted well. For me, Damian Lewis was a very, very talented player coming out of LSU. Was a big fan of his. I think we've seen a little bit since he left Seattle that he is a good player. But I don't think he was handled particularly well by the coaches, moving his position around from right to left guard after a great rookie season at right guard. I don't think that was the right way of doing it. So I think that's a big issue, and I think the Seahawks have now got the scheme and the coaching staff to enable this line to succeed. But yes, you could argue, have they made the right moves in free agency? Have they made the right moves in the draft over the years? And some would say no. I would say just as much of a bigger issue with that is the fact that they're constantly changing things up front. So it's a different centre every single season. It's going to be that way again this year as well. Hopefully Jalen Sundell or Oluwatimi will nail that position down, and they may well get a contract extension and stay with the Seahawks for a long time. But that constant changing, especially amongst the interior, has been an issue. If you are going to have a successful offensive line, you need a foundation that is built with players who know each other, who know what each other's going to do, who understand the scheme and can go and execute the scheme. The Seahawks simply haven't had that for whatever reason for a long time. Now, that doesn't mean just having 5 players, giving them 30 games together, because if they're not talented enough, it's not going to work anyway. So you've got to have the combination of the scheme, the talent, and the consistency there with personnel. But the Seahawks have now got a great opportunity to have that, because in Cross, Lucas, Zabel at least, they've got players who are going to be here for the next few years, who are talented. 2 of them are very high draft picks. One of them could easily have been, and I think it's shown that he's got a lot of talent and shouldn't have lasted to round 3. And then you hope that maybe Bradford and Sundell or Oluwatimi can be added to those names as well. But if not, well, that's okay. You keep building your line over the next few years. But if you've got at least 3 players who you can rely on, who are very, very talented, who can be part of your line for a long time, that's a great start. If you can then add 1 or 2 others to that, then that's perfect. But you've got to get players who are familiar with each other, who are playing with each other week in, week out for years on end. That's how you get a really good offensive line. When the Dallas Cowboys had an amazing offensive line 11 years ago, it didn't just sort of like, right, we're just going to draft all these players, put them in, and then it's going to be amazing in week 1. It took time to build that. They had to get that chemistry going. And then once the talent and the chemistry and the connection was there, and they had a good scheme, they had a lot of success. That's what Seattle has got to go for here. And I think they're on the right track. By making sure that Abe Lucas is going to be here for at least the next 3 or 4 years, that's a good move. Cross obviously has got this year and next year on his contract. He will get extended if he has a good season this year. Zabel, they've got at least 4 years, 5 if they take up that 5th year option with him. So they're on the right track here to building a line that you can work together. And I think this is the best way to do it. I know a lot of people, for example, wanted them just to go and sign free agents, veteran names in the market. I never felt that. They're just band-aids over problems. And more often than not, I mean, if you run through all of the veteran free agent guards, let's say, who have been signed at quite a lot of expense over the last few years, how have they got on? Very few of them have actually worked out. You know, Joe Tooney is the exception, not the rule. There are not those kind of quality players in their prime who are available every single year. So I think they've done the right thing here, drafting to develop. Yes, they could perhaps do with a little bit more experience and depth. It's going to be a problem if they get some injuries, but I like the look of this group. Obviously, we've seen it all performing very, very well against the Chiefs in pre-season. I like the scheme. I think they've got the right coaches there. So I think this offensive line is on the right track, and this new contract for Abe Lucas is going to help them get to where they want to go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I've got a question for you as well, which I want you to leave your comments in the comment section for me. What is the best place to go for breakfast in downtown Seattle? So I am staying about 5 minutes away from Pike Place Market. In that sort of general area, where is the best place to go for breakfast? Let me know in the comments section. Like I said, like the video, subscribe, SeahawksDraftBlog.com for more analysis. Great to be back in the Pacific Northwest. Until next time, bye for now.